Kumar. I am a chemical engineering student. I know every one of us is facing a lot of difficulties during this pandemic situation, especially the students who are attending online classes. And from that, the 10th standard students are suffering a lot. So I have decided to come up with the videos in which I will try to cover the entire syllabus of geometry and algebra of 10th standard SSC board. I will try to explain the concepts in a simple language so that it would be easy for you to grasp it. So let's begin with today's topic.
Today, I am going to start with the first chapter of Standard 10 Geometry, that is similarity. So, what is similarity? Basically, similarity is between two triangles or two objects having same shape but different sizes. For example, here we have two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle PQR with the same shape, but the size of triangle PQR is bigger than that of size of triangle ABC. So this is what similarity is all about, having same shape but different sizes. Now you will have a question, what is the difference between similarity and correspondence? As I said, similar triangles have same shape, different size, while that of corresponding triangles have same shape and same size. Here is the example of corresponding triangles. These are the two triangles having the same shape as well as the same size. They are the perfect replica of each other, and if you try to keep them one on the other, they will coincide perfectly. This is the difference between similarity and correspondence. Mark my words, similar triangles have same shape and different size, while that of corresponding triangles have same shape and same size. Now, let's start with some basic properties of similarity which are based on ratio of areas of two triangles. Suppose we have two triangles, triangle ABC with BC as the base and AD as the height, and triangle PQR with QR as the base and PS as the height. So the general formula for area of any triangle is half into base into height. If we consider triangle ABC, the area of triangle ABC will be half into BC, that is its base, into AD, that is its height. Similarly, for triangle PQR, area of triangle PQR is equal to half QR, that is its base, into PS, that is its height. Now, taking the ratio of areas of two triangles, that is area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle PQR is equal to half into BC into AD upon half into QR into PS, as shown in this equation. Further, on cancelling 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 from both the equation, we get the final equation as area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle PQR is equal to BC into AD upon QR into PS. So the property states that ratio of areas of two triangles is equal to the ratio of products of their corresponding bases and heights. This is the general property of ratio of areas of two triangles when base and height of two triangles is different from each other. In this, we can have two conditions: when heights of both the triangles are same and when the bases of both the triangles are same. Let's see the conditions one by one. First condition is if the heights of both the triangles are same. We have considered here two triangles, triangle ABC with BC as the base and AD as the height, and triangle PQR with QR as the base and PS as the height. Both the triangles have the same height, that is h. Now, according to the general property, we have the ratio of areas of two triangles proportional to the corresponding base and height. If we apply the same thing here, we get area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle PQR is equal to BC into H upon QR into H. Since the height of both the triangles is same, we get the ratio as BC upon QR. So from this we can conclude that the ratio of areas of two triangles with equal heights is equal to the ratio of their corresponding bases. Moving to the second condition, that is, if the bases of both the triangles are equal, then. In the first condition, we consider the heights of the triangles to be equal, but in this condition, we are considering the bases of both the triangles to be equal. Here we have two triangles with a common base, that is BC. Note that the heights of both the triangles is not equal, as I am highlighting here. Let's consider BC is equal to B. According to the general property, we have area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle PBC is equal to B into AD upon B into PS. Since the base of both the triangles is equal, that is B, we can cancel B from both the equations. And we get the final equation as AD upon PS. AD and PS are the corresponding heights of both the triangles. So we can conclude from this is the ratio of the areas of two triangles with equal bases is equal to the ratio of their corresponding heights. Now let's start with the theorems. What is a theorem? Basically, theorem is an if and then condition. If means assuming something, and then means deriving something or deriving an equation on that assumptions. So this is what a theorem means. In this chapter we have four theorems, that is the basic proportionality theorem, angle bisector theorem, property of three parallel lines and their transversals, theorem of areas of similar triangles. Now the first two theorems are really very important from your exam point of view. Now I will request you to understand it and not just learn it, because if you miss something in your exam, you can derive it on the spot. So there are less chances of making a mistake if you understand them, and it would be easy for you. So let's start with the theorems now. The first theorem is the basic proportionality theorem, also known as BPT. This theorem is important from your exam point of view, and you have to write it as it is in your textbook. So understand it properly and try to derive it on your own. Do not learn it. For understanding this theorem, you need to know that the theorem is based on the concept of lengths. Remember, this theorem is based on the concept of lengths. Moving to the statement of the theorem, let's see what it says. It says that if a line parallel to a side of a triangle intersects the remaining sides in two distinct points, then the line divides the sides in the same proportion. For understanding this statement, let's take a triangle LMN. A line is drawn parallel to the side MN, that is line L, and this line intersects the sides LM in point P and side LN in point Q. So according to the statement, if a line is drawn parallel to a side of a triangle and intersects the other sides in two distinct points, then it divides the sides in two equal ratio. That is, in this triangle, it will divide these two sides into equal proportion. That is, we get is LP upon PM is equal to LQ upon QN. Now I hope you have understood this. So let's start proving the theorem now. I have copied the exact theorem from your textbook here. So the given statement for the theorem is, in triangle ABC, line L is parallel to side BC, and line L intersects the sides AB in point P and side AC in point Q. What we have to prove is AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC, this thing. So for this thing, for this theorem, we need to do a small construction, that is, draw the segment PC and QB. Moving to the proof, we have that is, if we consider this triangle, now let me clear this so that it would be easy to understand. Okay, so if we consider these two triangles, that is triangle APQ and triangle PBQ. Now these two triangles have the same height, that is this PQ. Now according to the ratio of areas of two triangles, we get the ratio of this areas of two triangles as area of triangle APQ upon area of triangle PQB here is equal to AP upon PB, that is equal to the equal to the corresponding basis. Now the second statement is, if we consider the other two triangles, that is triangle APQ and triangle PQC, then again the heights of the triangle remain the same, that is the height PQ. It remains the same for both the triangles, only the bases change. So the ratio of these two areas of two triangles will be equal to AQ upon QC. Now now the next thing is, if we consider these two triangles, that is PQB and triangle PQC, this segment, that is the segment PQ and BC are parallel, hence the height between these two lines is same, that is the height of both the triangles will be equal, and also these both the triangles have the same base, that is PQ. So what we can say is area of triangle PQB is equal to area of triangle PQC. This is the third equation. Now from these three equations, what we get is, in this what we prove is area of triangle APQ upon area of triangle PQB is equal to AP upon PB, and the second equation is area of triangle APQ upon area of triangle PQC is equal to AQ upon QC. Now this area of triangle APQ is common in both the triangles. So what we can say is area of triangle PQB is equal, because in both from the third statement we can say that these two triangles are equal, and we get the ratio as this, and from that we can say that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. So this is what we have to prove, if you guys have noticed that, and we are at the end of the proof. So just understand it properly. If you have not understood it, then just watch the video again or that part again and try to understand it. And let's see the next theorem now. Moving to the next theorem, that is the property of an angle bisector of a triangle. Now this theorem is also important from your exam point of view, as I have mentioned earlier. So please understand it properly. Now what is an angle bisector? An angle bisector is a line or a ray which divides an angle into two equal parts. Suppose we have an angle here C, and the line is drawn through this angle which divides it into two equal parts. then this line is called as the angle bisector of angle C. Now moving to the statement of the theorem, we have the bisector of an angle of a triangle divides the side opposite to the angle in the ratio of the remaining sides. Now for understanding this theorem, we take a triangle ABC here, ABC, drawing a angle bisector from angle B, which intersects the line AC into point E. So according to the statement, we have AE upon EC is equal to BA upon BC. So this is what we have to prove. Now for this proof, we have a second triangle here. So we will consider that triangle, that is the triangle ABC. Now according to the given statement, the bisector of angle C here intersects the side AB in point E. So what we have to prove is AE upon EB is equal to CA upon CB. For that we need to do a small construction here, that is we have to draw a line BD which is parallel to line CE and extend the line CE so that it intersects the line which we have drawn from point B at a point D. Okay, so this is the small construction we have to do. So let me clear this for further explaining the proof. Okay, so moving to the proof now. Now what does the proof say is the line ray CE is parallel to BC and AD is the transversal. So what we can say is here, this angle, that is ACE, is equal to the angle CDB, that is the corresponding angle. So this is the first equation which we get. The second what we can consider is, we consider here the BC as the transversal and these two lines, that is the CE and BD, is parallel to each other. So what we can say is angle BCE, this angle, or ECB is equal to the angle CBD because they are the alternate angles. So this is the second equation we get. Now we have said that the ray CE is the angle bisector of angle C. So the third equation we get it as angles ACE is equal to the angle ECB. Okay, because why? CE is the angle bisector of C. So it divides the angle into two equal parts. So this is the third equation which we get. Now from this what we get is that from the equations 1, 2 and 3 what we get is angle CBD is equal to CDB. Why? Because since angle ACE is equal to angle ECB, that is congruent, so and angle ACE is equal to CDB, also angle ECB is equal to CBD, right? So since these two angles are equal, that is this and this, we can say that these two angles are equal, and this is the final equation we get. Now from this what we can conclude is, since these two angles are equal, that is the angle CBD and angle CDB, so what we can say is the sides opposite to both the angles are equal, because sides opposite to congruent angles are equal, right? So this is what we get from proving all these things. Wait, I need to just erase this so that it won't be confusing for you guys. Okay, so moving to the next point, that is if we consider a triangle ABD, that is this bigger triangle, and from that we from that we take the sides, that is this the lines, that is the ray, this one CE, and the line BD to be parallel. Then according to the BPT theorem which we learned just now, what we get is AC upon CD is equal to AE upon EB, right? So this is the thing we get, AE upon EB is equal to AC upon CD. Now since CD is equal to CB, we get the final equation as AE upon EB is equal to AC upon CB, and this is what we needed to prove. So got the angle bisector theorem. I hope you have understood it. So please understand it properly and try to derive it on yourselves. It will be really helpful for you. Now since we have come to an end of today's session, here is the summary of what we have learned today. So the first thing which we learned was the general property. If you remember, the general property is based on the ratio of areas of two triangles. Now what does it say is, ratio of areas of two triangles is equal to the ratio of the products of their corresponding bases and corresponding heights. So this was a general property, and on that basis we derived other two conditions, that is if the triangles have equal heights and if the triangles have equal bases. Now the first condition is the ratio of areas of triangles with equal heights are proportional to the ratio of their corresponding bases. Now this was the first condition. Now the second condition is the ratio of areas of triangles with equal bases are proportional to the ratio of their corresponding heights. If we have equal bases, then the ratio of areas of two triangles is proportional to the ratio of their corresponding heights. Now these are the three conditions or properties which we learned at the starting. After that we have proved two theorems, that is the basic proportionality theorem and the property of angle bisector theorem. Now these two theorems are really very important from your exam point of view, as I have mentioned it a lot of times. So guys, try to derive them on your own. Understand them properly, as you have to derive the theorems on your own in the exam. Write them as they are in your textbook. It would give you full marks. And just remember the concept of the theorems so that you can solve the sums based on the theorems very easily. Now there are two more theorems which we will derive in the next video. So this was all about today's session, and if you guys have any questions, any doubts related to the topics we discussed today, then please do ask them in the comment section. I will answer them. And if you like the way of my teaching, please do like, share and subscribe my channel. And thank you for watching my video.